Hi, I'm Joe Freeman of the Oregonian. This is Mike Richman of the Oregonian, and we are bringing you a Trail Blazers post-game report. The Blazers have just fallen to LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs 113-101 in the LaMarcus Aldridge revenge game. First and foremost, the question on everyone's, the tips of everyone's tongues before the night: would LaMarcus get booed? The answer was yes.
He got booed.
He got booed. There was kind of a mix of cheers and boos in the pregame introductions. It was kind of hard to tell which was more emphatic, but that ended once the game started. Every time LaMarcus touched the ball, similar to the treatment that Raymond Felton has received and Hedo Turkoglu has received, LaMarcus Aldridge was loudly and emphatically booed. He touched the ball and passed it, he was booed. If he shot the ball, he was booed. Anytime he touched it, he was booed. And I was a little surprised at that in some respects. I thought it would be a little more back and forth, but no.
They booed Hedo Turkoglu for not coming.
They should have cheered Hedo Turkoglu for not.
Yeah, but this is why, that's why they pay the money to sit in the seats, to boo people.
Yeah. Fair enough. But the last boo, I guess, went to LaMarcus Aldridge, who recorded a game-high 23 points, added 6 rebounds in, I think it was 35 or 36 minutes. Kind of was a little slow / ho-hum early, really picked it up late, and kind of in the end stuck it to his former team, both in the stat sheet and on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he wasn't brilliant MVP type LaMarcus Aldridge, but he was Spursian, part of the really machine that can wear you down and take over LaMarcus Aldridge that we saw. Two other big things that happened tonight were injuries to Myers Leonard. Full dislocation of his left shoulder. Looks like he's going to travel with the team, but he could be out a little while. He said it was a full dislocation and he'll get reevaluated tomorrow, but he was really gingerly getting dressed in the locker room. He didn't look great, walking out really stiff. The other injury, Damian Lillard, he broke off half his right thumbnail midway through the third quarter. He actually hurt it in the first half and then removed the thumbnail entirely in the third quarter. Sounds disgusting, but he sounds like someone who's going to play basketball. He said he shot with 4 fingers in this, for most of the game. It was really irritating, but he's going to try to ignore it, and he's going to try to play on Friday.
Interestingly, at least once every season since he's been with the Blazers, he has had a similar injury. It's he called it a sublex. It's a sublex or something like that.
Yeah, medical.
It kind of popped in and out, but it had never been fully dislocated like this one has, and so it is a bit alarming. I think the history suggests that most guys miss a little bit of time after dislocating their left shoulder, but we'll know more when we arrive to Memphis. The other development tonight was the return of Gerald Henderson, who after a slow start, he airballed his first shot, missed a fast break layup later. After that, really settled into a nice groove, led the bench in scoring by the end of the night with 12 points, made 6 in a row to end the game, finished 6 of 10. Really showed a nice mid-range game, made a contested 3, had a nice dunk on a finish on a nice pass from Damian Lillard later. Played pretty solid defense against the Spurs backcourt, and I think what we saw is a guy with his veteran game and a guy with his skills is going to be able to help this team. It's still to be determined how exactly he's going to fit. I don't expect him to start because CJ is in the middle of this breakout season, and there has been some nice chemistry developed with him and Damian. But I suppose after tonight, since he jumped right back into the rotation, which was a bit of a surprise to me, that now he'll just be a member of the rotation and a relatively important one moving forward. I'm not sure if he's going to take minutes from Allen Crabbe, though. I think Noah Vonleh might be the guy who is the odd man out, and then Stotts will just go with smaller rotations, play Al-Farouq Aminu more at the 4. But in the grand scheme of things moving forward, that was an important development for the Blazers this season.
He looks good, and I think he'll play. I think the plan wasn't to play him as much as he did tonight, but he looked like someone who can contribute right away, and if he can play 17 minutes and be fairly effective in his first game back, I think at least his graph for now is pointing up.
So here we are, we're 9 games into the season. Last time we spoke with you in one of these videos, the Blazers were red hot and rolling. Not so much anymore. They've now lost 3 in a row. Their defense has become a black eye. Their offense is spotty outside of their backcourt and contributions here and there. And their defense, I mean, really, that's the main issue right now.
They don't have enough really good defenders to take that next step. It's going to be a work in progress all season to kind of get there.
And, in the grand scheme of things, as they head to what is going to be a very difficult trip at Memphis, at Charlotte, at San Antonio, and at Houston, is this is going to be an up and down season. We're going to see them one night look like world beaters and the next night look like pushovers. I think we've talked about that before and certainly written about it before, but that's the hallmark of a young team, and we're going to see guys who develop and give you 2 weeks of really good play and then kind of take a step back and kind of show their youth and their inexperience for 2 weeks. And as a fan, if I were you, I would ride the highs out and endure the lows and just know that in the long run, this is a rebuilding year, and it probably will get better. And along the way, this is going to be a fun team to watch, and they're going to give you a lot of fun moments to cheer for. Anything else?
That'll do it.
All right, we'll talk to you when we get back from the road trip. Excuse me, from the road trip.